We're welcoming back Stephanie Barger again today to talk about your dog's love language. Whoever thought that a dog has a love language? What do you think, Steph?
Well, I mean, I think that every living creature has a way that they either prefer to receive or show affection. So, using the idea of love language that came up with humans makes sense to me. So, I'm all for it.
Is it true that when you're training a dog that it really helps to know their love language, that they respond better to training if you're rewarding them with what they love best?
Yes, absolutely. If you are rewarding with what they prefer, then they are going to be more likely to do the thing that you are asking of them again. But love language is more about, in my mind, it's more about that non-training interaction that you have with your dog. Just that coexisting, I think it really helps you to build your bond with your dog, which will also help with training. If you are able to show them that you care about them in ways that they can appreciate and vice versa, that's ideal.
So, what are those ways and how can you tell what your dog likes best?
So the basic five types that came up with humans is words of affirmation. So think praise, talking to your dog. How many of us don't talk to our dogs? I talk to my dog all the time. But your tone is important. So it's not so much the words, although they start to learn the words that you use repetitively, but it's not so much the words, it's more the tone, your body language, your facial expression. Physical touch, gifts, quality time, and acts of service are the other four. So, again, these are the ways that your dog is going to naturally express and experience affection in a way that feels comfortable and natural to them. So, if your dog is not a big toucher, they don't really care for physical touch, or they don't like physical touch in certain areas, then you are not, if you give them that physical touch, say they don't like the top of their head scratched, and that's all you do, that's not going to be pleasant for them. It's really important that you're observant. We've talked about body language here before. um, so watch your dog's body language and their behavior. How are they responding to what you're doing? And then also recognize that things like breed, genetics, brain chemistry, their upbringing, the training methods that you used, and them as individuals, their individual personality, they're all going to affect it. So if you have more than one dog, you're probably going to realize that their love language is different, whether it's receiving it or giving it.
Right. You believe that in training it's best to use food rewards, is that right?
At certain stages of training, yes. I
Okay.
do not believe that you should be rewarding your dog with food for its entire life, all of the time. Okay. Obviously, some of the time, especially if they like it. But for the acquisition period, the part where you are actually teaching them, when I say this, I would like you to do this. That can go much faster with food. You have to find the foods that the dog likes. Just because you think they should like bacon does not mean that they like bacon. There are some dogs that prefer vegetables or fruits. So you want to make sure that you're using the food that they like, but we don't stay there. I don't want the people that I work with, I don't want you to have to carry around a pouch for the rest of your dog's life. Once they have acquired the skill and it has been generalized so that they can do it in all sorts of different situations, then you start pulling back. And you don't have to wait until they can do it in all situations, right? If they are really good at sitting when you ask them to in the kitchen, and 90% of the time they can do that, then you can start switching in the kitchen for that cue what you're giving them as a reward. So it could just be praise, it could be a pet. But now, what if they can't do it in the backyard? They can't sit 90% of the time when asked in the backyard. You're still going to be using food for that.
Okay. I with our black lab that we had so many years ago, I remember that it was great to take him out in the back. And he loved to play. I mean, he would fetch all day. You would have to force him to stop.
Mm-hmm.
So if I was trying to teach him something, a lot of times it would be good boy, good boy. And then I would throw the ball as a reward.
Mm-hmm.
And he responded really well to that.
Yes, and some dogs do, and other dogs are more, they get too excited, so that the thinking process starts to dwindle.
Mm.
So, and the other bonus about food and play is that if a dog is too stressed, they generally either don't take food at all, or they're trying to take fingers along with the food, and they won't play. So those are also good indicators. Maybe you're making things a little bit too hard if they won't take food, or they're sharking, taking fingers, or they just are not interested in playing.
So the main thing is just really paying attention to your animal. You know, if they're wagging their tail like crazy when you say good dog, you know that they
Mm-hmm.
love those words of affirmation. Like Mojo, my black lab, if I'm throwing a ball and it really helps him respond, that's his love language.
Mm-hmm.
The other dogs, it might just be a really nice cuddle, you know, whatever it is that
Yes,
you
yes.
enjoy the most.
Some dogs love grooming,
Ah,
because for the physical touch. They like the physical touch and that kind of thing. So really just kind of play around with it depending on what your dog likes to do.
excellent. Thank you for the wonderful information. We'll see you back here again soon.
Wonderful. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.